Hello all, welcome back to the next one. In this lecture, we'll take a look at how do we group test cases using TestNG. So let me bring up Eclipse and I'll follow through a scenario. I have created a class called TestNG underscore grouping.java, and I here have is before class, after class, and then few test methods. The test methods are test BMW X6, test Audi A6, test Ninja, and test Honda CBR. I may have a scenario where I want to run test cases which are related to each other. Maybe there's a sanity check, or maybe there's a particular feature smoke test suite, or something like a particular feature regression test suite where I really want to run all the related test cases, and they could be in the same test class file. So how can we achieve those kind of things? Maybe I just want to run all the test cases which are related to BMW. I mean, currently I only have one, but this is just an example. You may have a lot of test cases related to one thing, or maybe just all the test cases related to Audi or Ninja or Honda CBR. This could be one scenario. The other scenario could be like this is an SUV car. So maybe I want to run all the test cases related to SUV car. Maybe I want to run all the ones related to the sedan car, and these two are motorbikes. So maybe I want to run all the test cases which are related to motorbikes, nothing else. So TestNG provides us a very powerful way of grouping test cases. In @test annotation, we can add attribute for groups, and then those test cases will be logically landing into a group. So let's see how we can do that and how we can make use of it. So we'll put a parenthesis here and then groups, and here equals, we'll use curly braces, and inside this we can mention groups. So like BMW X6 is a car, I'm logically assigning it to a cars group. I can assign more than one group to a particular test method. There is no limitation. So maybe let's assign one more. I'm going to assign one as SUV since it's an SUV car. This is to classify what we are doing, right? It just depends on what our test cases are. You might have a completely different feature. So you are the best person who understands your application, and you will have to figure out how you group your test cases. So like this guy, Audi, it's again, this guy is also a car, but it's not SUV, it's a sedan. So we can just say it belongs to a sedan group, right? Now we have Test Ninja. This is only a motorbike. So let's say we create a bikes group, and we don't want to have a second group to this. We can only have one group also, right? So let's have only one group. And the same thing applies to Honda CBR. So I'm going to add one thing over there as well. So now I have defined, what I've done is I have copied the whole thing. So let me just copy this part only. Now it's all good. So now we have defined the groups, we have categorized our test cases, and it all looks good. The important part here is to see how we use that. Let me just right click and run it. Run the TestNG test case, and it runs everything. So what is the use of defining groups? The key factor is to use our testng.xml file. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to open this guy and maybe make a copy of this and rename it to something like testng-groups.xml. And now we have this file. So we will use this file. The key factor is to use XML file. Now let's see how we can modify this. I'm going to rename this. Maybe instead I will say groups demo. So just to make it relevant to our lecture. And inside the test, we will have to define groups. Under groups, we will add a tag called run. And inside the run tag, we need to add a tag called include, and the name we give to this include tag should be matching name to one of the groups. So let's say if I include maybe bikes only here, and that's it. If I include only bikes, and now I have a group, and I run this XML file, it should only run the bikes group test cases. First, what I need to fix here is I need to fix the name of the test class that I'm running. So this test class is also under test classes package, which is good, but the name is different. So the name is TestNG underscore grouping. So I should update it, and please make sure these things are correct, guys. Otherwise, you may just run this file and you may not see anything, right? So it's important to fix everything in these files. That's why I create a new one. So I have a different one and a cleaner picture here. So everything is all good and set there. Let me just right click it and run as a TestNG suite. And here we go. So it runs the groups demo, test classes.testng underscore grouping, and test Honda CBR, test Ninja. Only two methods are run, right? And nothing else. And it says something here. It is strongly recommended to add this line at the top of your file. Otherwise, TestNG may fail or may not work as expected. So actually, this is a good thing. I wanted to remind this as well. So let me just copy it from here. And what it's saying is just put this file at the top of your TestNG document. That's about it. And it's really important. Yeah. So it's good that it showed us the warning, and it's good that I had an opportunity to show it to you right away. And now if we run this, we should not see that warning also. It's actually just a warning because you can see my test cases were running, so there was no issue. So it was just a warning that there may be an issue. So it's good to add. So let's run this suite, and now we don't even see the warning also. It's all good. It ran 2 test cases and all fine. One thing here we noticed is it's very important to pay attention to this thing. We ran this, and in the output we see only 2 test cases ran. It's fine. We didn't want to run the other test cases. But what about the before class and after class? We still want to run before class, before method, and these ones, right? Why they did not run? Because they did not belong to any group. So what we can do, because we don't want to include them in any group, these are some things that should always run. So what we can do to overcome this thing here is we can, in the parentheses, we can add one more attribute called always run equals to true. Once we add this attribute to both the before class and after class, and now we use our TestNG groups, right click, run as TestNG suite, we should see them running. So now you can see before class, first test method, second test method, and after class, right? So this is really important. We were able to run only test cases which belong to a group, and we were able to figure out that there is a keyword or attribute called always run which can forcefully run any method. So that's about it. Please practice it and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for running this one. I'll see you in the next lectures. Thanks.